What's up, world? I'm JP Prince, and we're back for another edition of I Don't Know Ish About Sports, and it's week 6, and it's Thursday. So let's start with the Thursday night game of the week, and we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly, and the Buccaneers open up as 7-point favorites, and I'm taking the Bucs in this one, and I expect them to cover 34-24, as the Bucs offense leads the way. Next, moving on to the weekend games, and we start in London as the Miami Dolphins and Jacksonville Jaguars make the journey across the waters for the game in London, as the Dolphins open up as 3-point favorites, and these London games are very unpredictable, and the Jags are winless, and the Dolphins are hoping Tua plays, but I'm going with the upset, with the Jags winning in London 24-20. Next, we have the Green Bay Packers traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears, and the Packers come in as 4.5-point favorites, and I'm going with the Packers in this one, 24-17. Next, we have the Cincinnati Bengals on the road against the Detroit Lions, and the Bengals open up as 3.5-point favorites, and I'm liking what I see from the road team lately, so I'm going with the Bengals to win this one, 27-20, as Burrow to Chase streak continues. Now to Indianapolis, where the Colts welcome the Houston Texans, and the Colts open as 10-point favorites, and I'm taking the Colts in this one, but I don't think they will cover, but they will win 28-20. Now to New York and the Giants taking on the Los Angeles Rams, and the Rams open up as 9.5-point favorites, and I'm going with the favorites in this one, and I think they will cover 31-20 Rams. Moving on to the struggling Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Washington football team, and despite the struggles, the Chiefs are still 7-point favorites and shouldn't have much of a problem this week, and I expect a Chiefs victory 31-20. Next, we have the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Carolina Panthers, and the Vikings open up as 1-point favorites on the road, and despite what Vegas says, I'm going with the home team, 24-20. Now to Baltimore, where the Ravens welcome the Chargers into town, with some experts calling the Chargers the best team in football, and while I'm not sold on that, they do open up as 2.5-point underdogs against the Lamar Jackson-led Ravens, and he will need a big showing to keep this one close. I do expect the Chargers to come away with a victory and to cover 31-27 in an upset. Now to the afternoon games in Week 6, and we start with the good one, as the Arizona Cardinals take on the Cleveland Browns, and the Browns open up as 3-point favorites at home against the Cardinals, and I love both of these rosters on paper, and this will be a hard-fought game, and despite the Browns being favored at home, I don't trust Baker Mayfield, so I'm going with the other Oklahoma quarterback to get the victory on the road 31-28 and remain undefeated and continue to push toward the playoffs. Now to the Raiders Broncos game, where the Broncos open up as 3.5-point favorites, and with all the controversy surrounding the firing of John Gruden, I'm going with the Broncos to get a win at home, as the Raiders are asking more questions than they have answers. Now to the last of the afternoon games, where my New England Patriots welcome the Dallas Cowboys and their high-powered offense into town, and the Cowboys are favored on the road by 3.5 points, and the Patriots just traded away their best corner, and while we still have a great defense, this is not a good week to be a Patriots fan, as I expect the Cowboys to get the victory on the road and to cover in the process 31-23, as I believe the Cowboys offense will just be too much for a New England Patriots and Mac Jones and the struggling defense. Now to the Sunday night game of the week on NBC, where Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks travel to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to take on Big Ben and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Steelers open up as 5-point favorites this week, and this being a home game for the Steelers, I expect them to play it very well and to run the ball with Najee Harris. And as long as Russell Wilson is sidelined by injury, it's going to be hard to go with Geno Smith, especially in Game 1 over the Steelers on the road, so I'm taking the Steelers 31-20. Now to the Monday night game of the week on ESPN, where the Buffalo Bills travel to Nashville to take on the Titans, and the Bills open up as 5.5-point favorites on the road. And we know what these teams want to do, as the Titans want to run the ball with Derrick Henry, and the Bills want to throw with Josh Allen. And while King Henry will get his 100, I don't expect Ryan Tannehill to be able to do enough to win the game when forced to throw, so I'm going with the Bills in this one, 34-28, in an action-packed game on Monday night. And there you have it, folks, all my picks for Week 6 and predictions. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and make your bets on BetMGM. I'm JP Prince. Remember, I don't know ish about sports. This is Week 6, and I'm out. Peace.